Good afternoon. Today is Thursday, January 12th of 2023, and we are convening a tax review board session. My name is Melissa Andre, and with me today are board chair Nancy Kamerdiener and board member Paula Weiss. Please be aware that this is a public hearing and it is being recorded. Because the meeting is public, participants and viewers have no expectation of privacy, and by continuing to be in this meeting, you are consenting to being recorded. At this time, I'm going to pass control of the hearing over to Nancy Kamerdiener and seat our first petitioner, which I had previously said was case numbers 1 and 2.
Good afternoon, everyone. As has been indicated, this is the Tax Review Board meeting for, now she's got me hesitating on it, on January. Let me start over. January 12th. We have 3 items that were on today's agenda, but have been withdrawn that I need to identify for the record. I'm going to turn to those first. They are cases that had been on the agenda, items number 3, 4, and 5. For 3612 Haverford LLC. There were 3 docket numbers involved, the last 4 digits of which are 6717, 9225, and 6716. As I indicated, those have been withdrawn and are not on today's agenda for action. Going to turn now to the first 2 items on our agenda for attention. Those are items 1 and 2 for DR Builders 35 LLC, docket numbers ending in 9780 and 9781. Property addresses are 613 Emily Street and 611 Emily Street. I believe the petitioner is in the room. If you could identify yourself for the record, please.
Yes, my name is Susanna.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth with everything that comes before the board?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Who has this matter for the city?
Thank you, Chairperson. This is Jeffrey Cohen for the City of Philadelphia. Just to put this on the record, the city does not waive the quorum requirement at this time.
Does not, let me get to posing the issue and then you can make your comment about it.
Thank you.
What the city is referring to, we have unfortunately found that we only have 2 members of the panel here. We need 3 for a quorum. And so the first question we were about to pose is, will you accept going forward with only 2 members of the board present? The city has already started to raise something on that matter, and if you could provide your statement on this for the record.
Thank you. The reasoning that the city is requesting not to waive quorum on this is these are 2 bill statements that are actually bills for fines assessed that have ripened from violations that were not timely challenged. The total amount is $10,000. One of the fines is for $5,000, the other is for $5,000, so the total between the 2 is $10,000. Though there's no interest or penalties assessed on these because they are fines. They're not the more traditional like costs of abatement where there would be interest and fees. So there's no real issue with postponing and waiting for a later date because again, there's no interest that would accrue in the meantime.
So you would be willing to have us go forward with just 2 members of the panel here?
No, unfortunately, the city would like a quorum.
Because the way you stated that at the end, I took it as you were ready for us to go forward. So you were saying that you do not want us to go forward. Let me turn to the petitioner to see whether you understand what's just transpired. We don't have a full quorum for today's hearing. We thought we were going to. We found out just as we were signing on that a person we were counting on to be here is actually out of the country, and therefore we were not able to move forward with a full quorum. We were going to ask you as the petitioner to let us go forward without the quorum, but the city has already indicated that they are not willing to proceed. And so unfortunately, that means even if you were willing to go ahead without a full quorum today, that we would not be in a position to do so. I guess really all I can do is apologize for having you come in here. We did not know until we were ready to start the meeting, that we did not have the participants we thought we were going to have here. And unfortunately, that means that we will have to reschedule for another time. Do you have any questions?
I'm good scheduling another time. I wait for it. Mhm.
Oh, you're okay with that too? Okay, okay. So I apologize for having you come in today and not be able to move forward. We'll get a time scheduled as soon as we can possibly get it on our schedule and a time that you can match. Melissa, do you have anything to add on that?
Well, hi, Ms. Lee. I am the executive director. We just finished our March schedule, but I will get you on our April schedule if that is okay with you, like a Thursday in April. Okay, I will make sure this gets scheduled then. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you for your patience. I'm very sorry about this.
No
Yeah,
problem.
and my apologies. Had we known earlier, we would have tried to get a hold of you to let you know that it wasn't going to work for today. Okay, thank you.
And thank you very much, members of the board, for your understanding.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Andre, have we heard anything from the add-on to our agenda?
Nancy, before we do that, do we need to officially continue this, to formally continue this?
Oh, I
Yes,
guess we
I
should.
think
I'm
so.
sorry. Yes, we should. Do you concur that we should be rescheduling this for a later date, probably in April?
I do.
Okay, and Nancy Cameradiner, I concur as well. Okay, so I guess we are now officially carrying it over, and our petitioner is free to leave whenever she's ready to go out.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. And again, we'll be scheduling this in April.
Okay,
thank you.
so we'll pause for a moment to see if we have heard from or know anything about the add-on on our agenda for item number 6.
Okay, 1 second.
Okay.
Sorry for the delay, but there is no other person in the office here at 100 South Broad Street, and there is nobody virtually for this petition. I would just ask Mr. Reuter, who I believe is handling this matter for the city, if he has any information about the
Right, I was just going to suggest the same thing. Who has this matter for the city?
Thank you. May it please the board, Leonard F. Reuter for the city of Philadelphia.
Okay. As you've just heard, we don't have a petitioner here, nor have we heard from someone in terms of wanting to be on virtually. Does the city want to, and you've also heard, I believe, that we only have 2 board members here, therefore we don't have a full quorum. So my first question to you is whether or not you would want to proceed with any kind of action whatsoever on this matter, or if you would want to just have this continued over and rescheduled for another time.
Well, I mean, normally we would ask that the matter be dismissed for failing to appear. However,
We don't
because
have quorum for that.
the city, exactly, because the city doesn't, we would not be ourselves willing to waive quorum in this particular case. I think just out of fairness, we would just ask that the matter be continued. I do want to raise one issue, and again, I'm not asking you to decide anything, but we were raising a preliminary objection to this matter, which so maybe it could be bifurcated at the time that we were objecting to the acceptance of this as a late appeal. We were not provided with a petition seeking permission or for a late appeal. So, I mean, if a petition for nunc-pro-tunc were filed, we would ask to be provided with a copy of that. We didn't get that. But so just for the record, next time we intend to raise that issue at the outset before proceeding to the merits of any appeal.
Mr. Reader, I guess my question to you is, do you have the petition now? Do you have the information regarding the petition?
We do not. No. We received all the materials. What we received is a copy of the appellant's appeal. We have the initial letter from the Tax Review Board indicating that the appeal was late and that the appellant had the ability to ask for nunc-pro-tunc. And then we have the letter from the TRB granting nunc-pro-tunc, but we don't have that petition in the middle that the appellant was supposed to have provided. And also, I think it's the city's position that we should have an opportunity to challenge a nunc-pro-tunc before it's granted.
Okay, well, like you said, we could probably address all of this at the next hearing.
Very good.
The court reporter has requested something that I should have dealt with up front on this. We got off to the side without getting the case information. This is case number 6 as an add-on. The docket number ends in 9232 for ASAP Realty Investments at 4422 Germantown Avenue. And so for the record, that's the matter that has just been discussed without true attribution before. So given where we are without a quorum and with the absence of petitioner in the offices or on Zoom, we are going to continue this matter for rescheduling at a later date and see where it goes from there. And the issues that were raised now can and should be raised at the beginning of that hearing. This being the only other item on today's agenda, unless someone else has something, Paula?
I concur.
Oh, yes, I
concur.
my
number
apologies.
one.
I
And number
tried-
two, I don't know
I-
what, not number one. Number two, I don't know what's in the file, but perhaps if there is any nunc-pro-tunc information in the file, Melissa, you can share that with Mr. Reuter so that prior to the next hearing, even if you want to submit something for us to review, we'll be ready to go and not need to be in a situation where maybe we can't go forward because we haven't had a chance to really review everything and you haven't had a chance to provide your information to us. But since we now have this time, maybe we can actually use the interim before it gets scheduled again to take care of that.
There's
Thank you.
nothing additional, Mr. Reuter. I just want you to know.
Well,
It's-
okay,
it's
but you
the
still might
letter-
want to submit
It's
something.
the letter, it was reviewed based on the information that we had at the time, so the information on the original petition. And then based on that, the chair reviewed it and approved it. So that's what I was gonna email you. There's literally nothing else. on
Okay,
this file.
well, thank you.
Okay. Unless there's something else to be raised, this hearing is adjourned, and thank you all for your attention, and we'll see you next time around.
Bye,
All I'm
everybody.
gonna say,
Bye.
all I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
say is, Stacy, if you're gonna be the court reporter and we're gonna get done by 2:23, by all means, please continue to be the court reporter.
This comes
I don't know.
after our Tuesday where we went to 5:20.
Exactly, and she was the court reporter then too, so.
Well, it wasn't 8 o'clock.
So if we take it in half, that's a fairly good time period.
Yes,
It will never be 8 o'clock.
never, ever.
All right.
All right, guys.
Bye-bye.
Everyone have a
Take care,
good night.
everybody.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Bye.
Enjoy.
Take care. Have a good weekend.
Bye-bye.